President Trump has just federalized the entire Washington, D.C. police force and is deploying the National Guard to the nation's capital.
Now, the Insider 360 breakdown.
Good evening. In an unprecedented move on Monday, President Donald Trump announced a complete federal takeover of public safety operations in Washington, D.C. The executive action places the city's Metropolitan Police Department under direct federal control and authorizes the deployment of 800 National Guard troops. At a White House news conference, the president cited what he called a crisis of rising crime and a desire to address the city's homeless population. He stated his intention is to, in his words, clean up homeless encampments and get rid of the slums. The president also pointed to a recent assault on a former government staffer as a final straw for his decision. The president's justification, however, stands in stark contrast to data provided by district officials. Mayor Muriel Bowser has repeatedly stated that violent crime is at a 30-year low and has decreased significantly over the last 2 years. Data shows a 26% drop in violent crime year-to-date, with homicides and carjackings also down considerably. In a move that highlights the tension between the federal and local governments, both Mayor Bowser and Police Chief Pamela Smith were not notified of the president's plan before his public announcement. Mayor Bowser described the action as unsettling and unprecedented, but stated her intention to comply with the federal order. As part of the takeover, President Trump appointed Terry Cole, the current administrator of the Drug Enforcement Administration, as the interim head of the D.C. Police Department. The 800 activated National Guard troops are expected to be in position later this week, providing mainly administrative and logistical support. The reaction from local leaders was swift. The D.C. Council called the move a manufactured intrusion on local authority, stating there is no federal emergency. Lawmakers Eleanor Holmes Norton and Senator Chris Van Hollen announced plans to introduce legislation to grant D.C. control over its own police and National Guard. This action highlights the unique legal status of the District of Columbia, which allows the president to assume control of the local police for up to 30 days under the Home Rule Act. President Trump explicitly warned that Chicago and New York could be next for federal intervention, raising significant questions about local autonomy nationwide.
For the latest updates as this story develops, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Thank you for watching.